morning, guys. Just want to say, big fan of the show. Loved it for years.
Thank you, Tom.
I agree with both sides, what Graham and Simon are saying, really. I think, mainly one of Simon's points with the coaching, he's kind of talked all summer in the interviews about, we're giving the players information, we want them to play a certain way. I haven't seen any difference in the 4 games from the end of last season. I don't really know what he's trying to coach them to do. There's no identity. There's no attacking threat. It seems like we get the ball in the final third and we just don't know what to do with it. His team selections have been bizarre, in my opinion. This Coutinho thing, he is a luxury player, but his performances haven't been better than people like Leon Bailey and Emi Buendia, and those two are always the ones who seem to fall short and end up on the bench when, if you look at it yesterday when they came on, we looked a better side, even though it was so poor.
Okay, so team selection, you're a bit baffled by the sounds of it, Tom. What about Darren? Darren, a big Villa fan. Good morning, Darren.
Hi, guys. You all right?
Good, thank you. So where's your head this morning with Villa and Gerrard?
First of all, I think a lot of the fans are just going over the top. Just to reiterate kind of what I heard Michael Richards say last night. I think, people are forgetting where we were a few years ago and the expectancy levels. I understand, we're a big club and that, but like Simon said, that was a long time ago that we won those trophies. And I think another point that was made recently is to take one step back to go 2 steps forward. And I think that's what Villa are doing. I think Steven's the right guy. I just think the only thing I've picked up on is maybe the Coutinho thing. Maybe he needs to bring him out just to adapt the shape of the team.
Sure.
Bring in Bailey. I think Bailey's probably been the best-looking player this season, to be honest.
Okay, but Arsenal and Man City next. Do you get anything out of those two, do you think, Darren?
Historically, we look at the last couple of years with Arsenal, we definitely can get points out of Arsenal, whether it's Gerrard, Dean Smith or whoever. The other thing is, for me, is Man City again last season. They beat us 2-1 at Villa Park, 3-2 at home. I thought they were very lucky to pinch it on the last day. Okay.
Listen, Darren, many good points. I just want to squeeze in Chris just before we head to the break. Chris, you've been waiting. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. How you doing, guys? You okay?
Good, thanks, mate. So what's your take on where Villa are right now, the sequence of events in terms of results, and Gerrard?
Sure. So I think that Villa is actually quite toxic at the moment. I don't know if other people noticed this, but the players were arguing between themselves quite a bit yesterday. Douglas Luiz and Matty Cash almost got into a fight on the pitch, and there was a lot of shouting and swearing. Now, I think that the problem is that Tyrone Mings has a bigger influence and is a bigger leader than what Gerrard grants, and dropping in the captaincy has created a toxic atmosphere in the dressing room. And Dean Smith did the same thing. He benched Tyrone Mings. He didn't play him, stripped him of his captaincy for one match, and then Villa went on to a 5-run of losses, and Dean Smith lost his job. So I think Mings is a key player and an influencer in the dressing room.
Okay, Chris. Simon? Mings, key in the dressing room?
He may well be on the destructive side. I'm not entirely sure he's on the productive side of a key influence. They'll pull the statistics out that they win more games with Tyrone Mings, but I'm not a great admirer of him as a defender. I'm sorry, but I'm in the same camp as Graham, that he's got rather a lot to say for himself on certain subjects. But notwithstanding that, they've got to get this balance right between marginalising a player and getting hold of that dressing room and finding out where the influence... if they are really that much of a bunch of lemons, that one player changes the balance, that tells you a bigger story.
Okay, so what do we think? Arsenal next, then Manchester City. What are they going to get out of that? Well, it won't be for the want of trying. As far as Steven Gerrard is concerned, we're at 10:30.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.